You do not have to have a real estate license to do what I do. Could it help in certain cases? I guess so. If your goal is to maybe list or rehab and then sell your houses. The avatar is someone that has empathy. You asked, how do I disqualify people? I think that was the question. Just because someone buys a training course doesn't inherently make them a good person.
So I think we kind of touched on it, but just for emphasis, Rick Gomez wants to know, what are the requirements for this investor? I'll just kind of qualify this or ask the question a different way. A long time ago, when I was still working at Intel, right? Like I want to start a franchise, or I want to buy a franchise, and I was looking at Jamba Juice. You know how much it was to get into Jamba Juice?
No, but I mean, I've heard some crazy stories about what it is to buy a franchise.
I want to say
it was 300.
It was 150,000, like liquid, which isn't the end of the world now.
Right.
It was as an employee, as a W-2 person, but also you had to have like 50 successful businesses.
So very few people would ever
qualify for that. Huh. So what is the
avatar? You do not have to have a real estate license to do what I do. Could it help in certain cases? I guess so. If your goal is to maybe list or rehab and then sell your houses. The avatar is someone that has empathy. You asked, how do I disqualify people? I think that was the question. Just because someone buys a training course doesn't inherently make them a good person. But when you go through my 3 days of training, it's such a heavy lift, and we stress over and over and over again that if you don't go in for the right reasons, if you're a transactional person and you don't have love in your heart, they're going to see through it anyway. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that person who knows they're not coming from the right, they're not going to take the trouble. They're going to take the training, but they just won't go out into the field and try to do this.
Gotcha.
Because the industry will weed them out for us.
Gotcha. And that makes total sense. The person that would refer it still has to trust them. Yep. It doesn't even matter if they bought Philip's course.
Nope.
They still need to earn someone's trust to get their referral business.
And it's hard for us to get our investor talk out of our mouths. Let's just use the best example I can. Let's talk about the juxtaposition between the proprietor of a senior living community and a social worker. Mm-hmm. That's 2 of the 10, right? That will teach you. The proprietor, he's the most like us. He or she's the most like us. He owns a multifamily, a very expensive multifamily, and you can have a money conversation with him because he cares about the money. Mm-hmm. Social worker on the whole other end of the spectrum, you will never talk about money with that person.
No.
Care, and more care.
That's not the reason why they're in the business.
Not for $12 an hour, it's not. Mm-hmm. So my point is in between there is all the people, but you can't have one elevator pitch for him and one for this person over here.
That makes total sense.
Does not work that way. Different scripts for different job titles.